Hello YouTube, welcome to today's video where we're going to be hopping into a couple of accounts, helping them beat waves in Void campaign. So it should be pretty fun, and you hopefully will learn a lot, but also, if you're a newer player, you're going to get to see some really late game accounts, which will be fun for you guys. So here we have an account that is whopping, it's stuck in Chapter 6, so already you can tell it's going to be powerful. He's level 349, VIP 9, and has the following heroes. We have an A-tier Giant Killer Vulcan, which is pretty fun to see, and a very defensive A-tier Hyperspace Hunter Ailemak, with armor, damage reduction, and holy armor. You can already see as well, we've got a lot of attack on both of these heroes, so I'm imagining that this is a big treasure train. So let's go take a look at that before we get started. And yeah, 4.6 million is whopping. We've got all damage dealt coming in here. No crit damage, which is a shame. He didn't manage to pick up the artifact from 2023. No encapsulated memories at all. Ah, that is like my favorite. It's a shame he doesn't have that. But he did get some of the other ones upgraded. Very, very weird. But still, massive treasure train, lots of damage, should have no problem with this one. Now, the wave he's stuck on is Chapter 6 to 4, which you might look at this and go, what the heck, that's disgusting. 4 Homejungs, 2 Ailemaks. How could I possibly hope to beat this? Well, these 6 heroes have one key weakness, and it is a weakness that a lot of us love to exploit. It's crowd control, and the best way to deal with crowd control is to run a Therapist of Blood Betty. Now, one thing we don't have is Betty's core, and that is immediately shocking. You've got an account this established with no core on Betty, and no core chests. Oh wow, he even has the new Origin Artifact chests. How do you not have Betty's core? This is crazy. Even he's decided to homeowner Betty. What a crazy, crazy choice. A lot of people do this. They think, oh, I must put Betty in a home for her to be good. Nah, that's not what Betty needs. Betty only needs to be in a house for speed and maybe survival, but that's not important at all. The most important thing is having her core so that it can trigger her crowd control multiple times. If you don't have that, your account is going to suck. Your Betty is going to be bad. So this is already going to be a challenge, and I'm worried that the reason he can't beat this is because he has completely overlooked the most important thing for his account right now, which is that Betty core. Nonetheless, I will try build a team that can beat this. If we can't, it's because he's a bozo that built a Betty with no core. So immediately, one thing I'm seeing is we only have one elusive mirror for an account this late. That's normal. We'll just go ahead and put that on Betty. I'd rather we had 2, but unfortunately we don't. So Betty's just going to have to wear that and hope for the best. She's HP, that's okay. Just because we don't have a core doesn't mean she's going to be bad. Do you have a speedstone? No. Then why is she in a house? What the frick? Ugh. We've got this new Antlers Cane here. Let's use this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on him. That might make him extremely aggressive. That could work real nice. Then we'll go Demon Bells everybody else. So Demon Bell Ailemak. We'll go Demon Bell Natalie. Demon Bell Freya. Demon Bell not on Betty, though. Who's going to be on next hero? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be the Halora. Now, can we get the Queen faster than the Vulcan? Let's check. Vulcan speed is 2342. Halora's speed is 2270. Okay, there is a world where I can make her quicker. I think it involves massively slowing down this Vulcan, though. It's a shame this gives him 50 speed here. Let's take his shoes off, see how much that helps. That's going to get us down to 2282. So in that case, I think the only way to slow Vulcan down would be to lower the power of his house. I could remove the skins off 2 of his buildings. That could actually help. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think stripping the skins is exactly what we need to do. Well, at least we're now speed tied. 2270 to Halora's 2270 is fine. And then you look at Ailemak here. He's way too fast, but that's fine. I don't care. Freya, how fast is she? Speed attack. That's as fast as she's going to get. Again, Elusive Mirror would be great here, but we haven't got it. So we'll have to hope this works. So let's go ahead and try this now in Void campaign. The lack of Betty's core, though, is going to really suck. Because if we can't get Betty to trigger and lock all these Homejungs and the Ailemak, we're going to get wrecked by these Homejungs. So there is absolutely a chance that the reason this guy is stuck on this wave is because he's a bozo that didn't pick up the core for Betty. Which is funny, because you've spent so much money maxing events, you just missed the most important thing. But no one's perfect. You can't expect them to be. Let's go with the Lion here. I think survival is important, and I'll probably just run Ailemak's core because we can't use Betty's. And I think that team is going to do okay. Now, what we want here is the MKxJUMP to instantly hit Betty. So let's hope this happens. He hits Natalia. That's not good. And Kiramiga, thank you for the sub. Betty still hasn't been hit yet. So our team is getting melted by all these MKxJUMPs. Betty finally getting hit, but only by counters, so she hasn't triggered yet. Again, this is bad. So it looks like our whole team is just getting murked. And Halora is reacting finally to the fact she's getting hit, but you can see here all these damages are way too much. Yep. Really unlucky that Betty never got hit. Finally triggering here, which is good. And, wait, how fast is this? This Betty might be too quick. Yo. Oh, no, she isn't too quick. We just need Betty to get hit. Yeah. Betty finally gets a reactive hit off. Unfortunately, not crowd controlling those Alamacs, though. And without the core, that's going to be very unlikely. I don't even think it's possible without the core. So we really do have a massive problem here. And unfortunately, she only crowd controlled the MKxJUMPs who'd already attacked. Yeah, we're getting absolutely wrecked here. And it's really unfortunate. You know, we get a nice active skill there from Vulcan, though, which is good. So we could still high roll this, but we've had a pretty tough time. If Vulcan can go here, that's great. Nope. And that's it. You see, we had such a good run there, but if the enemies are able to attack us, even when the MKxJUMPs are crowd controlled, they still kill us because they still join in with those attacks. So unfortunately, we still die, which sucks. So what we need is just immediate crowd control from the Betty, which is going to be really, really hard to do. And ultimately, the only way we win is if Betty gets that. And is DTV Balance Strike? No, he's running Unbending Will. I could try Balance Strike to see if that's enough to clear it, though. I'm just worried about him dying here. No, he's using Unbending Will. So let's go put Balance Strike on. See how much that helps. What I'm going to run, because I don't think Control Purify makes a difference, and I think Damage Over Time Purify comes too late, I'm going to run Resilience, just for that little bit of healing you get. It might sound crazy, but a little bit of extra health goes a long way. So let's see if that's enough to help the Vulcan. Then again, he should heal himself up with Balance Strike. But you might find that little bit of healing is able to counteract a bit of the damage over time. But you can still see here, unfortunately, Betty not getting hit first, and it is going to be in problems for us. Now, you might keep seeing that Betty gets hit, but sometimes it's only coming in from MKxJUMP hits. And, okay, we did manage to crowd control that Alamac. That's going to save us from a little bit of damage. That should actually work out quite nicely for us. Hopefully, Vulcan doesn't die here to MKxJUMP pings. There we go, Betty triggering some crowd control again. If we can get some nice energy feed here, which we do, Vulcan should get a big active skill. And, oh, brilliant! There you go! Managing to do a ton of damage there. Balance Strike putting in work. But unfortunately, you can see, sadly, because of all the hits we had from the MKxJUMP, it's enough to kill us. So one thing I might want to do here is turn off Alamac's core, because it's forcing the MKxJUMPs to go for him instead of Betty. I'm going to use Natalie's core, just for that little bit of extra damage. Let's try. And try Betty's core. Oh, wait. Oh, you're funny. Yeah, I wish we had Betty's core here. Oh! Yo, that's a high roll! Betty got hit first. That's brilliant. Immediately crowd controlling that fourth MKxJUMP and the Alamac at the front. That's very, very good. Now we just need energy feed from the rest of the team. Oh. Oh! And of course, Vulcan has to flip and die. That was ridiculous. Even to think that Betty really high-rolled control there, considering she doesn't have a core. Mate, if Vulcan hadn't have died there, we'd have had that one. That is heartbreaking. Oh. Okay, Betty got hit first. That was a massive high roll. 4 lots of crowd control is insane there. That normally never happens. Very lucky that that has been the case. But unfortunately, now she's dead. So if we can't win now, it's going to be really unlucky. But hopefully we get a good active skill here. There you go. Vulcan popping off. Nice damage. With no Betty still alive, though, we have no way of stopping these guys. And because that MKxJUMP wasn't crowd controlled, he was able to allow the other one to kill us. Super duper lucky. Okay, Betty gets 3 lots of crowd control there. Vulcan forced into a basic. Oh, wow, he got another active. Yo! Wow, that was all down to a Betty high roll. That's insane. That was so lucky. I can't believe that. That high roll will be a ton more consistent if you have a core on the Betty. So if there's anything we can take from today's clear there, get a core on Betty. It will make your life a heck of a lot easier. rather than having to pray you get some insane RNG and crowd control. So yeah, if you guys want advice for clearing through this, again, I'd use the exact same strategy here. And any hero that doesn't have something that messes up control, like a Sherlock, for example, you can just wreck with Betty here. So the guy who owns this account, Existence, all you need is to get core on Betty and everything becomes a lot more consistent. Other than that, it's just an insane grind, and there's an extraordinarily high chance that you are not going to get Betty to trigger as well as you could. Also, against this wave, you could put Betty in slot 1 because Seahu's basic attack targets slot 1. But against most waves, if enemies are random, there's no way you can put Betty to guarantee it. But against any opponent that is guaranteed to hit slot 1, then you put Betty in slot 1. Yeah, against that last opponent, because the basic attacks were random, it makes no difference where you put the Betty. Again, technically the same would be here because HomeXJUMP attacks random opponents, but in case the HomeXJUMPs miss the Betty, at least by putting her in slot 1, the first Seahu to move will then trigger Betty. So that would be fine. Hopefully, you can get a core for this Betty, and the rest of your clears in campaign should be pretty nice. Eventually, you'll face things like Valk, which can really mess you up if you control them. For that, you'll need some other strategies, but good luck to you, and I hope you make some decent progress. Okay, the next account we're going to be using is an account that's stuck on 418. This is a little more different to the previous way we fought, as there is a hero here, Sherlock, who messes with you even when you try to control him. If you try to crowd control a Sherlock, he will reflect the control back at you, which can result in you losing because you get crowd controlled instead. As well here, we have one of the most irritating fortress heroes in the game, Penny. Penny has reflect armor, which deals the damage you deal to her back to you, but then removes the reflect armor. Therefore, you want heroes to be faster than your main damage dealer so that they trigger the reflect. Now, if I'm looking at this team here, we have an Augustus Magic Ball Crit Attack Vulcan. That is not the strategy I would be using against this wave. I think personally, I'd want to be using something with high damage. So I'm going to be looking for any damage artifacts this has. Okay, what the heck? Why are these artifacts where they are? Let's go with a Melodic Strings Vulcan. Let's equip him with this. Natalie is wearing a flag. I don't hate this if we're going to use her purely as a tenant. That's fine. The Freya, though, ooh, I don't like either of those things. She wants to be quick. What the frick is going on, man? People build weird accounts. Why do we not have a good stone on her? I'm guessing you jumped up to Soulstone 6 and ran out of dust? Is that what happened? What about Ailamak? HP. He needs attack! What are you doing? Ailamak is supposed to have high attack. That is how he works. And just a normal Gilded Purple fan? What am I handling here? What are your artifacts? 4 Demon Bells, 1 Crown, Elusive Mirror. Okay, at least we have something we can work with. At least Betty has Elusive Mirror. Speed, Precision? No. Let's go with Block HP. And yeah, this Freya needs a Speed Stone. First time, baby. Amazing. And in that case, I'm giving her a Demon Bell. What speed is she now? 2159? How fast is your Vulcan? Can we get her quicker? You haven't got upgraded armor? Tell me you have some of the resource for this. You do! You have 3,957 of that. Let's get her quicker. A fast Freya is a good Freya. Give her a Demon Bell. How fast is she now? 7.4? Perfect. So with that, we're 2214. Oh, mate, you're 2 speed, too slow? Do you have the skin upgraded? Tell me your skin's upgraded. I mean, we could get 2 extra speed making this mythic. But I don't know if you have the ability to make this a mythic skin. No, I can slow him down by giving him 6-star shoes. That's fine. Instantly sorted. There you go. Fabulous. That's 2214. 2196. Now we need to look at this Ailamak. Where's his weapon? It's on Mockman. Why? No! Maximize Ailamak's attack so he gives more shields! Let's go with a Demon Bell? I think? And Elena? I mean, I don't hate that stone enough to want to change it. But I don't like speed here. We're just going to go with HP to keep her alive. And that's going to be fine. And now we have the Betty, who has lethal fight back for some reason. No, let's get rid of that. And then we want HP so she lives. Control Purify so she breaks free if she ever gets CC'd. Unbending Will to tank. That's okay. That's a lot better. Everything else should be okay. The only thing I'm worried about now is the Halora. How fast is she? 2316? Is she in a house? How she get so quick? Yeah, she is in a house. Wait, so Ailamak's not in a house. Which means we have a homeless Ailamak with 2.3 million attack. That's really rough. Let's send it in then and see if we can beat this opponent. The idea here is that Halora goes faster, so does Freya. And that way Vulcan's active is able to finish off the wave. And he doesn't get hit by Reflect Armor from the pennies. We've got Betty here who can hopefully crowd control the opponents. And now we just have to pray and see if this is enough. I'm going to run Phoenix for some extra crit damage and holy damage. And for cores, I'm going to run Betty's core for crowd control. Let's see if this works. Here we go. So, MKxJUMP missing Betty here. There we go, finally triggering. That was pretty good. Now let's see if we can get our active skills off. Fortunately, Sherlocks have reflected the crowd control onto our Alomac. There we go. There's our active. Big damage coming out there from Vulcan. It's not a lot of damage, though. And that felt really, really weak. Okay. Really, really weak. You know what? I'm going to try for a round 2 active from Vulcan. I know it's greedy, but I think that's one of our few options here. So I'm going to switch Vulcan to a defensive build, Golden Crown. Going to go Balance Strike here. And hang on, why have we got no lethal fight back? What the frick? Okay, let's fix all of that. Hopefully that works significantly better. Let's try again. Where is our control immunity offset on this account? Let's go check. Because this Betty feels really bad. So I'm guessing we're missing some important investments. Yep, level 30 on the Spirit of Wisdom. Let's go check this. Why level 100 on the Spirit of Freedom? What? We've got a little bit of control immunity offset here, but he's not focused on the one that gives the most. I'm going to immediately fix this. So I'm going to upgrade the Mage. Alright, okay, we've got ourselves a little bit more control immunity offset from this Spirit of Wisdom here. That's great. Much better than what we had invested in the Ranger one. And honestly, if I was going to take anything else higher here, it would be the block guy. So let's get this guy leveled up so we have more block for our team. And no, you're right. Let's swap that Alomac stone as well, because this is a terrible stone. HP. If we can get attack, that's great. Attack skill damage is better than HP. So let's choose that in our secondary slot. Convert again. Attack, holy damage is probably better. Hey, there it is. That's nice. Perfect. And then this Elena, unfortunately, super squishy. Not even Tree of Origin 4, so we do not have black and white, which is a very important passive if you want to save yourself from control. So unfortunate that she doesn't have that. But I could give her a crown to help keep her alive. If we have one? Where the heck is our crown? I think it's on Sword Flash right now, actually. Or am I getting this mixed up with another account? We have 2 Rui Scepters, but 1 crown? Ah! Right, considering we have no defensive artifacts then... Ah, well. Let's try again. Let's go back into Void Campaign and see if these changes will help. So we're taking a lot of damage here, unfortunately. No one's decided to hit Betty yet. There we go. Penny is, of course, going to be one of those ones that does hit Betty. Good crowd control coming out there from Betty. That's good. Vulcan's active. Doing some decent damage. Hopefully Betty can lock them down with crowd control. Oh, she gets turned into a dove by Sherlock. Oh, but she breaks free because of Elena. That's huge. Oh, and then immediately dies. That's not so good. But then again, Vulcan gets a second active. This could be enough. Go! Oh, come on. Surely we win this now. Elena, keep us free from the doves. She does. Come on. Vulcan's got to have this now. Yes. Yes. Send it, my boy. No! He's a dove! This is bad! This is really bad! Vulcan, break free! Vulcan, break free! 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 What are you doing? No! Oh! How? We were so close! Come on, let's get lucky this time. Betty, good trigger. Hitting both Sherlocks, though, means we are going to get this crowd control reflected back. It doesn't lock. Good. Our control immunity putting in good work there. Halora and Freya. Now the Vulcan putting in decent damage. Betty keeping the backline crowd control. Betty triggers again, reapplying the crowd control. MKxJUMP tries to dove us. Elena stops it, but our Betty is still turned into a dove. That's not good. We're dodging a lot of the attacks, though, from those enemy Sherlocks, which is a good sign. Vulcan forced into a basic. Not bad. It means the Phoenix buff comes out here, and if we get a massive round 3 active skill, we can wipe the wave, but it all comes down to whether Vulcan gets lucky. Oh, I think we might. This could be really good. Halora and Freya both charged for active skills. This is brilliant. Here comes Vulcan. And it's enough! There we go, a round 3 active Phoenix buffed, tons of damage coming out there, and Vulcan finally clears it. There you go, one of the hardest waves there in campaign. Next wave now is triple Sherlock, triple Holmes Young. Same sort of strategy, should beat this one, but this time we don't have to worry about the pennies, which makes life a little easier, but at the same time, there's tons of control here that we have to contend with. But hopefully with good control from our Betty, we can lock down the enemy Holmes Youngs at least, which should work in our favor. There you go, a bit of CC coming out there. Will get reflected back onto us. And I think the same kind of strategy, just need multiple attempts here to beat this, and we will be able to crack it. Unfortunately, though, it is just as nasty as the previous one, but you do take a little bit less damage because there's no penny here. But of course, the Holmes Youngs are going to be a pain in the ass, and 3 Sherlocks are able to hit us consistently, which allows the 3 Holmes Youngs to join in. So there is a lot of damage over time here, but because we have damage over time Purify, it's not as bad, but there is more control here, so more things to worry about. Triple Sherlock is even more disgusting, but you never know, we might be able to break free here. Vulcan's trying at least. He could get a nice round 3 active, but of course, if Holmes Youngs get actives, we get dubbed. And you're right, Renville, if you want to try a different strategy to beat this, especially against this opponent here, because most of the problems are dubs, if you have a lucky candy bar, you can run that on your Vulcan to keep you safe from all the dubs, which means the only thing that's going to wreck you from there on is, of course, going to be damage over time. So you just run damage over time, Purify. Sadly, though, this account does not have Lucky Candy Bar, so we can't try that strategy here. But if you at home do have a splendid Lucky Candy Bar, or even a Glittery, you can equip that to your Vulcan, or whoever your main damage dealer is. Triple Sherlock, triple Holmes Young can be beaten with that on your main hero. So there you go, we helped 2 accounts with their Void campaign today, and if you guys want some Void campaign assistance, join us on the first Tuesday of the month over at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP and join us, where I can hopefully give you some advice to clear whatever waves you're struggling against. Let me know what things you're finding hard in the comments section, and let me know what things you've enjoyed with Void campaign to beat difficult waves. I'll see you next time, thanks for tuning in, have an amazing week, and of course, happy idling.